Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a Christmas gift themed video for you today. We have a little name puzzle as well as a hand cutout. I'm going to show you how to take a picture of a tracing of a hand, get it into Lightburn, and get it sized up to the actual size of the hand you want to recreate. I've got a little ruler here for you in the link below. There is a file for that one, so you can print it off, cut it out, and as you can see, it's pretty much perfectly scaled, so you can measure your hand, get it sized up. This one's going to get a coat of stain on the front, but not the back or the letters. This is a two-piece, so we're going to glue that together. And yeah, as always, I'll have all the links below to the wood and the files. We are using Lightburn once again, so if you don't have it, download it, get your free trial set up, and we'll get started. Okay, so once you open the file, this is what you should see. The name might be different depending on which one I save. I have a number of these to make, but obviously you are going to have to change the name unless you get lucky. So for some reason it won't let me edit the text. We're just going to do a new text box, but if you want to choose a different font, then that'll be just fine. I do like to do all capitals, so we're going to do an Adeline here. I'm going to pick a nice big blocky font, probably go with Arial Black, and then we're going to scale it up so it fits nicely on our piece of wood. And we'll just get it centered up, and then all we really need to do is move the little finger cutouts after this. So we'll get that moved right down here on top of the A, and we'll just scale it down a little bit. Zoom in nice and close, it helps you get it a little more accurate, and you'll have a little bit more adjustability as far as the grid goes. As you can see, it wants to snap down, but if I zoom in a little bit closer, it cooperates. And just put the lines pretty much touching each other as close as you can get. I think I'm going to delete all these and then I'll just copy paste so we have all the same size tabs. And then we just need to repeat that process, get every one of these little tabs down here, squared up on the letters nicely, and just do that for each one. And once you have your name set up, you can pretty much go ahead and hit start if you want to. I'm going to add this little block down here in the corner just for a little bit of extra decoration on the piece. I might not actually cut this on the final product, but it's there if you want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this first plate, hit the preview button, and just have a look at everything. This is a good habit to get into just to avoid mistakes. I've caught a lot of mistakes this way, so try to get in the habit of hitting that preview button for sure. And as long as you're happy with what you see, you can go ahead and select that first plate and hit start. I'm going to make two separate cuts because I'm using some scraps here. Okay, the front plate came out good. As you can see, I didn't put the blocks in this one, and we just need to get these little finger holes popped out. We'll cut the back sheet. This is going to get a coat of stain, and then we'll glue them together. And for our second project, I'm going to do a tracing of a hand. I'm going to take a picture of this on my phone. I did the tracing in marker. It's just a little bit easier for Lightburn to pick it up if it is marker. So get it in Lightburn and then right click on it and go down to trace. We're going to use the trace feature once again. Come down here and move this slider bar around at the bottom till you're happy with what you get. There is a little bit of extra noise in this picture, so just slide it around till you're happy with what you see. I'm going to reduce the pixels in the bottom left corner. It says ignore less than 2. I'm going to turn that up a little bit just to ignore small chunks of other markings on the paper. Makes it a little bit easier once we have the tracing in Lightburn. And then hit OK. You can delete the original image. I'm going to highlight and delete all this extra junk here. First, we need to right click it and click ungroup. Then we can delete the stuff we don't want. And I'm going to turn and scale the picture of the hand down so it fits on our work surface. And once we have it sized down, you can see there's a few extra marks in here that the trace feature picked up. So as long as you have it ungrouped, you can come in here and just delete the ones that are separate from the main line, the main outline of the hand. These ones are nice and easy. These ones are going to take a little bit more work to get corrected. So I'm going to use the node feature here. Actually, no, I'm not. That's going to be too much work. So here's a little trim feature. If you don't know how to do this one, grab your pencil, draw a straight line sort of where you want the line to be, the original line. So I'm just going to bring it straight down like that. That should be pretty good. Right click off and then go down to edit nodes, select the part that's outside that line and just hit the T key. It'll trim the additional stuff. Lightburn is pretty good at knowing what you're looking to trim after you draw that line. So as long as you've connected the main line, it'll trim anything on the outside of that line that you've just done. Now, if we have any small ones, we can do the node editor and just pull those squares back into the main line like I did in the last video. If you haven't seen that one, you can check it out right here. But again, this one's going to be a little bit too much work to adjust all the nodes. So we're going to use the pencil, draw our straight line where we'd like it, and then right click off, go back to the node editor and click on the part we no longer want, hit the T button and it's gone. So much easier to do it that way if you just have some stuff you're looking to trim than dragging all the nodes. I'll try to find an easy one here and show you how I drag the nodes back into the main root. This one over here is pretty small and it should be easy enough. So again, click the node editor button and then you can just move the red blocks back into line where you want them. You're going to have to adjust these blue lines afterwards. Just put them perpendicular to the line you're trying to copy. And you just have to move all of them and kind of play around with those blue lines, get everything straight. It probably is easier just to use the pencil with the trim tab. But if you have a small piece like this, you can try this too. And after you're happy with all the corrections you've made to the tracing, we're going to make a second layer here. The outer line is going to be our cut line, so I always make those red. You'll notice here on the top left, it didn't get everything. That's just some imperfections in the trace. Once again, probably those spots we fixed. So just make sure you have everything in that outer layer set to the same layer. Make sure it's going to cut and not just do a line. I actually didn't intend for there to be a double line like this, but I don't mind the way that looks, so I'm going to leave it all alone. The inner line will just be drawn on, while the outer line will be a cut. And then using our cut layer, I'm going to draw a small circle here and just get it centered up on this finger. This is obviously going to be for the string, so we can hang this from a tree. And lastly, I'm just going to add a name and an age to this ornament. So I click on the letter A. I'm going to turn down the font size a little bit, put whatever name you like in here as well as the age. And then you can select a new layer for that, make it a fill or a line, whatever you'd prefer to do. And once you're happy with what you've got, you can head over to the start button and let it cut. All right, well, they both came out pretty good with the exception of the hole misplacement on that one. I'm not sure what happened there, and I've got a couple little things to touch up, so I'll have that one fixed up. I'm not going to put the file to that one because that's not a hand that you would be interested in printing, but I will have the file to this one. You'll just have to change the name to whatever you like. I'll probably include a couple of Christmas decorations as well, just for fun. So as always, all the links to these will be in the description below. All the settings are for my longer 10-watt Ray 5 laser, so you may have to play with the settings, but thanks for watching. Feel free to download the files. All I ask is you hit that subscribe button to help me make some more videos in the future, and yeah, we'll see you next time.